Hello guys, Mr. Sharp came back here once again. You saw the video. Where is Doomsday? Because apparently, which is understandable, people have been very confused in the whole what did Zack Synder mean inside the Synderverse? We all know it's over. It could just be a multiverse type of thing in DC, what you do in the comic books. It is what it is. It can still exist. It just like they can still pull off an Earth 2 Superman with Henry Cavill, and still add in Superboy with a different actor that can turn to Superboy Prime, or do Connor, or do the Jacket Superboy. They got options for the multiverse story, so that's why I just like Henry Cavill, since he's 40, he could play an older Superman. But on to the Doomsday subject. A lot of people been confused with how could Doomsday still be alive if you got the Zod Doomsday and we already did the whole kill Superman. If there was to still bring in Superman, he could always be a threat for Superboy or Supergirl. In that movie, they actually do find a way to deal with Doomsday without, having the Kryptonian get killed, be buried, and brought back to life. And the easiest way they can do this is, how can Doomsday still be alive there? So when Lex Luthor makes Doomsday, right, he gets Zod's body, he put it into the whole, I forgot what it's called, the Kryptonian birthing chamber, and he put his own DNA in it. Now the droid explains that's it'll create like a deformation, and that is outlawed in Kryptonian law.
Action forbidden. It has been decreed by the Council of Krypton that none will ever again give life to a deformity so hateful to sight and...
So if that was the case, then it had to be the first Kryptonian deformity that was made before, where somebody used some Kryptonian DNA and some foreign alien DNA to attempt to create or bring somebody back. It could have been under desperate circumstances, or it just could be a mad scientist doing what the mad scientist does. It's up to the person. But if you look at that aspect, we don't know whatever happened to the first Kryptonian deformity. We just know it's outlawed. So when Zack Synder says, well, Doomsday could still be out there, picture this scenario. The Kryptonians don't have any superpowers because they're not near a yellow sun, so they can't do anything. So a Hulk/Doomsday-like threat with abilities that you can't stop with normal means, and it can adapt to anything, is made on your planet or one of the Kryptonian colonies. How do you stop such a thing? They don't got no weaponry that can stop that thing. A nuke did absolutely nothing to him. Now I would have to say there's some caveats with the whole the nuke did nothing to him, and that is the whole aspect of a part of Doomsday and Batman v Superman was still Zod, so he did have the ability to adapt to Earth's atmosphere. He did have the ability to soak up some yellow sun and get the ability to fly. So it's not like just, you got a fresh Kryptonian, and, just like he didn't deal with any type of problems of adapting to the Earth that, Zod didn't have that problem, says by the time he died, he already did. Similar to the heat vision and everything else. Now, would he still have those things if he was on Krypton? And they made a Kryptonian deformity, would he still have those, still be able to fly and heat vision and things like that? Nobody knows. Without yellow sun, Doomsday could just be it could just be a Hulk General Ross type situation. And in that case, if they can't do anything to Doomsday, they can always trap Doomsday and send him off to space. And then outlaw Kryptonian deformities and make sure that not another abomination like that can ever be made. Which explains why the computer inside the Kryptonian scout ship warned Lex Luthor about this, and how it's outlawed on Krypton, and Lex Luthor is like, where's Krypton? Good point. So, for all the questions of how could it be two Doomsdays, there had to be a reason why they outlawed Kryptonian deformities in the first place. There had to be somebody to experiment on the Kryptonian bodies and how they could get brought back before. There had to be. Or why would it be outlawed? Why would it be a crime? Because of a theory? Because of something that no one's going to do? A lot of laws are made to stop people from doing stupid things. Even when you have laws or something, you gotta make more laws because dummies will do stupid things. Like anytime you're in the gaming community or anything like that, there are always more laws to be made on top of that. Cause, people are gonna do what they want to do. It is what it is. So in this case, that 100% explains what. That's how it explains where the other Doomsday or the first Doomsday could have came from, but it doesn't explain where he's at, because General Zod went to the Phantom Zone. And he was just, had a good old chilling, dealing time in there. Well, shit, he was locked up inside a ship. but not much happened to him. So it's just, what did they do with that first Kryptonian deformity? Where is he? He's just out there just chilling and dealing. Just out there just causing chaos. Now this can always use this as an explanation. Oh, he ran into Radiant. He got knocked out. They put him in the whole ceremony of the death dressing, and he's still out there and he can show up later. Or I can pull from New 52 where he's in the Phantom Zone somewhere deep in, and he's been adapting to it, and he's punching holes in the Phantom Zone. He's able to phase in and out, and that can easily lead to a Superboy or Supergirl story where it's just like, hey, we got to deal with Doomsday, but this time no Kryptonians died or no major casualties actually happened. Because this, hey, it killed the first Superman. The second and his cousin would not be the next ones. So, bro, that's more or less explains what the other Doomsday is. It's not really too much of a complicated subject or detailed, in-depth plot of how come there are two different Doomsdays? It don't make any sense. It kind of explains itself. Now, where it's at, I don't know, because Doomsday was on the rampage, but I will say this. It is a good and bad thing. The good thing is, we still have opportunities to explore Doomsday. The bad thing is, if it's still a Kryptonian deformity, you can just still kill it with kryptonite. It's not like the actual Doomsday where after a certain point he's just unstoppable. You can't do nothing to him. Aside from putting him in max security. So, that's the good and bad part about it. You can still kill him with kryptonite. And there's not much else you can do. But also another thing, did we ever get an explanation what the government did with Doomsday body, what General Zod's dead body? Because both of them die, Superman and Zod resurrected 2.0, and did they just put the body on ice like he's Megatron? Do they bury it? Or did somebody doing research on it? Does Lex Luthor got somebody, or maybe Vandal Savage? Did Vandal Savage get Doomsday's body, or it's just out there? So the Synderverse can always exist, and that's why you can always have the Crisis on Infinite Earth events with the Synderverse, which would make sense. People are already used to Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill still of age, and like 10 years, Henry Cavill be in his 50s, hopefully still in good shape, and we can pull off a Crisis on Infinite Earth event in case everything with James Gunn's universe doesn't work out. It's a nice, quick, soft reboot. Most things still happen. Some of them didn't lose the two, but did properly this time. Well, it's not just where everybody else forgot everything, but somehow most of the things that happened with Batman happened in like 5 years. Really, we're gonna pull up Arkham? Really? What are you doing? Bro, yeah, bro, that explains everything. The only negative would be he can still be killed by kryptonite. That's it. So, that would explain where Doomsday is. Now, you still have the original Doomsday plot where there was like aliens got in contact with early Kryptonians, did experiments on them, and do that whole process. Yes, and that could still lead to Doomsday being wrapped up in having pants and boots. That could still work. And then he escapes and go off and attack Radiant. So he was still the Kryptonian. He just won't be the ancient deformity, on which that could still work. But yeah, that's more or less everything. Surprisingly, that was a quite the quick of the video. It's quite simple. But yeah, if you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe. What are your thoughts on Doomsday and the future of the DC movies at this point? Honestly, just make some good movies at this point. It doesn't just make them loosely connected. Just make a good foundation, because you choked up on Zack Synder, you got rid of him, and then it's just like, why does Warner Bros. Gotta sabotage every good thing they get? They sabotage Christopher Reeve Superman. They sabotage Michael Keaton's Batman. They partially sabotage Christian Bale's Batman, and then they butchered and cut up the Synderverse. Why every time they get something good, they gotta find some way to ruin it? And at this point, maybe the tinfoil hat is on extra tight, but it's a conspiracy that they're doing this stuff on purpose. Who knows? But let me just have a like, comment, subscribe, and peace.